Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We're excited to welcome you to this special webinar, Electrifying the Force, Exploring the Chevrolet Blazer EV Police Pursuit Vehicle.
So plenty of options here, similar to what we have done on a Tahoe in the past to give you a full range of available options to meet your various law enforcement needs. The vehicles do come in a variety of colors here. The 6 colors on the left here are the same ones that are available on our retail vehicles. There's no need to call them all out, but you do have your popular black and some in white in the middle. We also see some other exterior color options, which are very popular for different law enforcement agencies: the dark blue metallic, the blue goose, victory red, and silver ice metallic. And then, depending on which vehicle you order and whether you order a 9C1 or the 9C3 detective package, that'll determine exactly what your seat layout will be. And finally, as I mentioned, on the 9C1, you'll get the black cloth front and vinyl rear. And if you order the 9C3, you'll get the black front and rear on that vehicle. So you get the black front cloth on the front and rear of that vehicle.
Right. So my name's Sean O'Shea. I'm the engineering manager for the Blazer Police Pursuit Vehicle. I've been with this program from pretty much the inception in 2019. And what I want to go through here is a little bit of the engineering that went into this. And really the main point is that we didn't repurpose retail vehicle. We really started from the ground up to build a police vehicle for everyone. So we did it in a couple ways. First, we took the Blazer SS, which is going to be our highest performance model, and it's going to be available later this year. We use a driveline and then a lot of shared components between the Blazer SS and the Blazer Pursuit vehicle, and we did that so that spare parts are readily available in the market. We don't have too many unique items as far as driveline goes. The battery, brakes, and shocks, all of that is the same between the SS and the police car. The biggest change to police vehicle is the electrical system. We really designed it around the needs of law enforcement, and I'll get into that in a few slides here. The electrical architecture, that is one way that the police vehicle is completely unique, and it was based on all of our learnings that we have from our early Tahoes into the latest generation of our Tahoe. We've also updated the cooling system to what we call a heavy duty cooling system. I mean, we use that for our pursuit capability, and it enables all of the endurance tests that are required for California Highway Patrol, LA County, as well as Michigan State Police tests. The wheels, tires, springs, and sway bars, those are unique to the police vehicle, and it's unique in a way where they handle well. It has good handling characteristics, but unlike a track-focused vehicle, the ride isn't too harsh. And then, of course, we have performance police calibrations, and it's the same ones that we used in T1, surveillance modes, wig-wag, and that sort of thing. So a little bit on the performance side. The suspension, as I mentioned, is police-specific springs and sway bars with the unique damping characteristic for the car. Brakes, we did the same treatment as we used for T1. It's a Brembo 6-piston caliber, and they are unbranded, so they're gray, and you can kind of see that here in the top right. And then we have a rear rotor on it. It's a 13.5-inch rear rotor on the car. It has an electric parking brake as well. And one of the biggest changes is from an ICE vehicle to the EV is we use a lot of regeneration to recover energy from the car as it stops. So we typically don't see as much brake wear on the smaller electric vehicles that you might see on the larger Tahoe. As far as tires and wheels, the same treatment we use in all of our previous police generations, which is a steel wheel. The tire is the same as a Tahoe, slightly different size, and it's pursuit rated. And we carried over the compound and we used a slight different construction. So a little more background, this is a little bit kind of deeper into the car. This is stuff you don't really see on sales brochures, but it's just a highlight on what we've done to really make this police vehicle unique. And some of this is carried over onto the base program that makes that one better as well. So the first one is a spot lamp accommodations on the inner A-pillar. For those who don't know, the very outside of the car, the A surface metal is very soft. And then all the strength comes from the center high-speed steel, and it's very hard, almost impossible to drill through. So what we've done for the Blazer is the same thing we've done in other police vehicles. We have an oval cutout in the A-pillar on both driver and passenger side to make it easier to upfit for spot lamps. The push bumper, we don't offer a push bumper as an RPO code, but I did work with some of our major manufacturers and identified areas where the push bumper should be and where the push bumper should not be. It's the thing, the whole trend in the market is EVs don't look like they need a lot of front airflow, but in reality they do. So we have worked with the suppliers to make sure that they have options available for everyone. So another update, which was kind of fun, as we worked forward to try to do a commercial vehicle schedule as far as opening and closing of the doors. We did a pretty fun study where we moved around spot welds, and we found a couple areas where we could add spot welds and change it to make the door hinges stronger and make the opening and closures more like a commercial schedule. And this change is carried across the entire Blazer EV platform, all the civilian vehicles as well into the police, that just makes the entire lineup better. Finally, the last big change we have from the police car to the base vehicle is steel skid plates. There's a steel skid plate on the front and a steel skid plate on the rear, and these skid plates mount directly to the subframe on both the front and the back. And their focus and their purpose is to protect the drive units on the front and rear. And the drive units are a fancy word for the electric motor and the gearbox that powers a vehicle. So the intention here is that there's any curb strikes or any off-road running through ditches, that we're protecting everything underneath the vehicle, and it's robust, all of those. And this protection is offered as the same as our Z71 package in our Tahoe, as well as the police vehicles in that one as well. Then with the battery being the center of the wheels, you can kind of see it on the right, it's in the light blue. It makes the bottom of the car really flat from front to rear, and that also makes the interior flat as well. So when you get into one of the EVs, and I have one on a daily basis, there's a lot of interior room, really a lot more than you think there would be when you look at the car from the outside. And all of that is due to the flat floor not having a hump for exhaust or transmissions or anything like that. So the base car is pretty decent, wide open, and really nice on the inside. The next slide. So as far as the electrical system, this is where we've spent probably about 75% of our time during the design of the car. The electrical architecture is totally unique for the police vehicle, and it's not shared with anything else. We have a dedicated 12-volt power module in the rear, and it's dedicated for police upfit. So we have 270 amps available over the car's needs for police use. And that translates to 90 amps in the front and 170 amps of power available in the rear of the car. You can see it on the screen here, but what we have as far as circuits and relays go, all of these circuits are the same that we used in our latest generation Tahoe. And the biggest difference from that vehicle to the Blazer EV is that we have a factory connector in the center and a factory connector in the rear. I mean, the intention there is to make the upfit easier and go faster for the upfitters. And then one of the changes that we did for this car over the Tahoe, or really before the Tahoe, is we have an upfitter vehicle module in the rear, and that's standard on all the Blazer EV police vehicles, 9C1 and 9C3. And what this does is allows our upfitter group to interface with the CAN network on the vehicle via a standardized, we call it J1939 communication. And this is a standard communication that has all the signals, speed, door open, door close, steering wheel angle, all of that is available through a standard J1939 communication protocol from the upfitter vehicle module. So this should really be a lot easier to interface with than some of the other vehicles out there. So the upfitter vehicle module also has a couple other things available to it. We have 10 analog inputs that you can use, and we have a configurable digital output. There's a graphical interface you can use to run through and create whatever you may need as far as like door open, lights on, or whatever you may need to do. It's a pretty versatile module, and the main reason I wanted to make it standard for everyone, and I wanted it to be there, so that all of the upfit be the same with the Tahoe and consistent through all our lineup. It really just makes friendly upfit, and that's really what my goal was. So hopefully the two main things that you can get out of the engineering portion is, one, this was designed from the ground up as a police car, and it was designed alongside our performance version, the Blazer SS. The second, we want to take all the feedback we received over the past few years on how the vehicles are used, how they're upfit, and really put that into design from when we started from the ground up. So we're not trying to band-aid solutions and create true engineering solutions for everyone. Thank you.